Hey gang, welcome to another edition of Doc Schlock by Request, where it's a review of the movie A Nightmare on Elm Street for the Dream Master. And this request comes to us from fellow YouTuber Nevada Wheat. Oh my goodness. Well, Freddy is back. Seems like you just can't keep a good bad guy down, or something like that. Well, it would seem that the last three Dream Warriors from the third movie, which are, of course, Kristen, Kincaid, and Joey, all get killed off. They think they can use their dream powers to defeat Freddy, but obviously Freddy doesn't take to it too well, and he beats them one by one by one. And so our story shifts to Alice, who becomes sort of the main hero. And Alice has some friends and a guy she has a crush on. And as you would expect, Freddy decides to go after her friends. But in a weird kind of twist, the souls of Alice's friends go into Alice instead of going to Freddy. And it winds up being this big fight between Freddy and Alice at the end of the movie. Freddy winds up getting Alice's friends, one of them who's an asthmatic by sucking her breath out, one of them who's sort of a tough girl who hates bugs, turning her into a cockroach, another one who is who's always kung fu fighting and winds up burying him in sand. So, yeah, a lot of silliness in this movie. Finally, it comes down to Alice versus Freddy. And Alice remembers a poem that she heard about when she was a kid called The Dream Master, holds a mirror up to Freddy and the souls of her dead friends, which I thought went into Alice, but okay, I don't know. Tear themselves out of Freddy and turn him into basically nothing more than a husk. Sometime later, Alice and her new boyfriend Dan, that's the guy she had a crush on, go to a fountain, throw a coin in it, and they see Freddy's reflection, basically saying he's not done yet. Oh, lovely. Okay, so why did this movie suck? Well, I'm kind of half and half on it. A lot of people thought this movie was just a little too silly to be a horror movie. There were a lot of really extremely corny jokes. Some of the special effects were pretty good, which I do admit. But there were a lot of really corny goofball jokes, too many really bad pun one-liners, or pun-liners, as I guess we could call it, from Freddy. The whole movie itself was just pretty doggone weird. Now, whereas Part 3, everybody loved Part 3, again, this is a movie that people thought, some thought it was good, others thought it was just very groanable with the bad puns and everything like that. So, yeah. I don't know. I think basically killing off the Dream Warriors was a bit much. And of course, knowing at the end, Freddy's not really done for just yet. And this big epic fight, I'll say this much: the epic fight between Alice and Freddy in this one was better than Alice versus Freddy in Part 5. So I guess that's the one thing we can say you got kind of going for it. So yeah. And though I wanted to really play a Nightmare on Elm Street theme to go along with this movie, unfortunately, I wasn't able to. But I got the next best thing. And if you guessed the theme from Freddy's Nightmares, yep. Personally, I like the show. Sadly, I never got to watch it when it was originally on. I got to watch it years later when it was on Chiller and rerun form, but anyway, Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master. Terror beyond your wildest dreams. Maybe that's another reason why people thought this was bad, because of that bad pun tagline. Special thanks to fellow YouTuber Nevada Wheat for his request, and please do go check out his videos and subscribe to him. And if you like my videos, feel free to subscribe. And if you have a horror, sci-fi horror, comedy horror, fantasy horror movie that made you feel like you wanted to hang out in a junkyard, or maybe not sleep on a waterbed, or it made you feel like you just wanted to throw something into a furnace, send it my way and I'll get on it ASAP. Thank you guys so very, very much for watching, and until next time, for Doc Schlock by request, as always, stay strong and rock on. You know, Freddy has the worst fashion sense. Always wearing a sweater and a hat that says Indiana Jones ripoff.